We live. Huh? So live is
It's,
little stuff.
we here, we live. It's the best swoop show, man. We fucking live and direct. I'm getting DMs right now. This is crazy, but whatever. Um, I'll respond to this in a second. Uh, it's life. Anyway,
Before,
we here, we live, man. I'm here with the original Toxic City boy himself. Ball out best, and she got Vis Swoops, and we here every week. Christine cannot make it this week. She has some things that were going on. She's actually celebrating her birthday still. So happy birthday to Christine. She'll be back. This is the controversial Best in Swoop show, and we'll be in studio live next week. Even though my two calls will be remote, it'll be a whole new look. So shout out to my guys, man. Shout out to my girls, man. We here. We doing things. Best, how you feeling? It's been a long week, man. What's new?
I'm calling. Before we even get into the show, I want to say long live Bill Russell. I ain't gonna lie, a couple minutes before we started the show, just gave us a message that Bill Russell has passed away at
Yes.
88. I can't. So we want to pay our send our condolences to Bill Russell. RIP to him. You know, I ain't get to see him play in his prime. I know what he meant to the game of basketball. I understand how important he was on and off the court to African Americans. So we're gonna pay our respect to Bill Russell. So RP.
R.I.P. to Bill Russell. Even though I don't like the Celtics, he is a great, a legend. 11 chips. Can never get that again. And what he's done, what he was able to do during the civil rights era as the athlete, and just go against what was the powers to be and make a stand and stand for something and not just be part of anything. So salute to Bill Russell, man. R.I.P. and my condolences to his family and to the fans as well. NBA fans, not just the Celtic fans, because he means a lot to the whole culture of the NBA.
But going forward, yo, so last week after we filmed the episode, some crazy shit going on, bro.
What?
Facebook trending.
Hmm?
Facebook was trending
Where?
after the show. Big Boogie came to Rochester, New York. He did his show. And y'all know how every rapper is. They like to bring females back with them after the show. That's part of being a rapper. A girl, I forgot her name. I don't even want to say her name because so she can't sue us. But a girl from Rochester, New York accused Big Boogie of giving her 10K after he hit it.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm wait. I'm wait. Set the whole thing because I kind of know, but I need the whole breakdown.
So boom, everybody knows when rappers come to not just Rochester, just any city in general. Part of being on tour or doing shows is the lifestyle that comes with it. So you got the females, you got the money, the bottles, the free shit. People want to do where they brand. People want to do interviews and shit like that. That's what comes to the lifestyle. Apparently, this girl we're gonna call her Amber. Amber was one of the females brought back to Big Boogie Hotel at first. What we thought, right? You know, at first we thought because she made stats the same. Um, woke up. She posted a picture of Big Boogie, right? Making it seem like she spent the night with Big Boogie. She said we just woke up, posted a picture of Big Boogie, and he said I could post it. So what does that imply? That you're in bed with Big Boogie. A couple minutes later, she made that saying 10K richer. So now everybody's like, okay, you just woke up with Big Boogie and they are 10K richer. You Big Boogie paid for the pussy. So here she trolling, she playing along with the game, saying Big Boogie are 10K, everybody mad and not worth 10K, blah blah. Everybody's giving their input. My input was if I'm a rapper and I'm a celebrity, why the fuck am I paying a girl for some pussy if I'm the catch? You feel me? Like she decided to fuck me. That's just what I think. You feel me? And you're not fucking one of these. Not no disrespect to her. But you're not fucking one of these famous bitches type shit. You're not fucking one of these local porn stars. When you pay your bitch to fuck, either she probably a little bit higher class than you, on the same level as you. You paying her for abortion. You paying for to keep her mouth closed. So let's eliminate what she's not. She's a fan. She came to the show. She's a fan of you. She's more excited about you than you're excited about her. That's not reason to pay. She's not a celebrity. She might be a local celebrity in Rochester now, but she's not a celebrity. So what's the point? I'm not sure he paid for abortion. and you didn't pay her to keep her mouth closed because as you can see, she ran her mouth. The first thing she did, not even like 12 hours later, she's on the internet. She was basically on the internet at 9 in the morning. So I ain't gonna lie. I don't even know what to say, but she's cat. My son did not pay for the pussy. And it turns out, according to Big Boogie, he never even touched the girl. He took a picture and went off with some girl, bro. He was not paying her no mind.
So it's a lot of reasons why people in positions pay women for these encounters. Not saying Big Boogie, I'm not saying that you did because my mic was a little far. I wanted to fix that a little bit. Not saying that Big Boogie did pay for that encounter at all. That's not what I'm saying. But there are reasons that it happens because then it becomes a transactional thing. It becomes you can't say I did this because you were paid for your service. And if you do talk and if you're in a state where that is not legal, you are now going to be criminally charged as well because you were soliciting prostitution. That's that to begin with. Secondly, they usually Big Boogie. I would suggest, as you learn, if you're gonna bring women around, sleeping with them or not, if you bring them back to a hotel, whatever the case may be, they sign NDAs because if they break this non-disclosure agreement, then you have the right to sue them. So it just is what it is at this point. And Shorty wanted clout. She wanted her 15 minutes of fame. She got her 15 minutes of fame, and it is.
She got so much fame. It was to the point that he even responded. Like he all the way in Miami, and the news got back to him.
You said what?
But I said she got so much confidence. The news got back to him. Like he even responded. He went
because the promoters made it a big thing, and they reached out to him and did all that. And that shit is corny because if he's not paying it no mind, it's not gonna get no traction. It ain't worth it.
No. It wasn't. It didn't even go down like because somehow I got to somebody that's cool with Ron O'Neal. And you know, Ron O'Neal is cool with the guy. And he was like, but what's going on with this girl type shit? And he said, Big Boogie said, like, it got to Big Boogie, but like there probably was a lot of motherfuckers DM him like, yo, oh, what's up with this girl? They probably showing the post and he probably look at it over and over again, over and over again. Because even when they say he was live on Facebook, right? Everybody was watching Bills, Ron O'Neal, who else was on the live? It was like probably 200 people. It was 200 people in the live. And someone said Big Boogie was live on Facebook. So I went to Facebook Live to see what he was talking about. And he wasn't even addressing that situation. He wasn't even thinking about it, talk about it, or nothing. All you hear is address that girl in Rochester, address that girl in Rochester. Like that girl said she paid 10K. So everybody, like, you know, if you got 1,000 views and everybody saying one thing, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, what's everybody talk about? Type shit. So even though if you try to ignore everybody under his comments making it known, like, yo,
from Rochester, which is the funny part.
yeah, no, it was a bunch of people from Rochester because we all went from one line to another one. It'll be like on some clubhouse. You know how everybody go from one room to another room? That's exactly how it went.
I would want so in that situation, Best. I want to know how you handle it because you know Best is the toxic boy guru. So I'm gonna let Best handle this right now because I have to respond to this message. But I'm gonna answer after Best of how I suggest things should go, and I'm gonna give some advice to some of these rappers out here have been in a tour manager and stuff like that. How a lot of this shit goes, but I'm gonna leave it to you, Best.
So what you saying? Like, how would I handle it as far as like if I bring a girl back overnight, take shit?
Yeah, overnight. And how would you have handled that live?
For one, I'm the catch. You feel me? I'm not paying for no pussy. Part of being famous is get free pussy, free endorsements, free everything. That's the part of fame. Once you come famous, these bitches is fucking for free. And that girl would have said, if I would have posted a girl said I want to fuck and she'd have been like, nah, I need 10K. Next. All you bitches in here want me, bro. Like even though I like my music, these bitches is fucking for a come up. You gotta tell these bitches a dream. That's the whole point of having fame, bro. You tell these bitches what they want to hear, fuck them and keep it pushing. You don't gotta be attached to these bitches. Bitches will fuck as long as you got a name or money to your name. So for him to even pay $500 would be crazy to me. Like, bro, bitches really throwing pussy for free as long as you're a celebrity. So I would never, ever, ever, ever in my life pay for some pussy. And two, how would I handle that situation? I ain't gonna hold you. I'm probably gonna respond. I probably wouldn't have said nothing to her because, like, bitch, I'm bigger than you. Like, you think I got you 10K? Come on, like, let's be serious. Like, let's be serious. Like, the nigga, no respect to Big Boogie, whatever it could be, but he's probably making like 10 to 15K a show. That means this nigga basically gave her the whole salary. How outrageous is that something? Nigga gave you his whole salary. Ken Rochester did a show and gave you the whole salary. Like your pussy that good or head that good? I need it. Then again, she got caught. Then she got caught in a lie, bro, because she said they banged in the car and he didn't bring it back to the hotel. So she was just all over the place with it. But if a bitch pussy worth 10K, I don't want it. I ain't gonna hold you. I want to see what the hype about. Because she needs to be pregnant. Talk about he paid her 10K. So that means every city he goes to, he's giving bitches 10K for the pussy.
Man, that's crazy. Because to me, dudes pay for, but again, like, yo,
You pay
what's
for
her
it
name?
when you
What's
are
wait, hold on, hold
nobody.
on, hold on. You hold on. Shorty says she got 10K, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
just follow me. Just follow me, best, because I want to make sure I'm very clear in how I break this down, so there's not any room for confusion. Shorty said he gave her 10K, but ain't Shorty that do the porn, the porno joint? What's her name? That allegedly was fucking with little baby. She only got
London.
Miss London. She only got 7,000. So if Miss London is getting 7,000 and she's more known than you are, you're a nobody compared to Miss London. How the fuck you think he about to give you 10K? So
And
that's
already.
already the hole in your story because it doesn't add up. Knowing that Big Boogie doesn't have a top 40 record, he's probably not, and he's a new artist with only one single. He's probably not getting paid that much to do shows. He can be getting anywhere between 7,500 to maybe 15 grand for a show. If he go to a hole in the wall that really fuck with what he got going on, he might could push for 20. Regardless of what, that's either half or more than his whole salary of what whole his whole bag that he made at that show. Why would I go to a place and perform at a show and say, let's say he made 10K and made 10K and give away 10K? Come on, my nigga, that don't even add up.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like the nigga is the catch. Why am I paying for pussy? And you're more excited to fuck me than I am to fuck you. And when you say little baby pay Miss London 7K, that's
Allegedly,
allegedly.
allegedly, I
Yeah,
didn't say he did. I
yeah,
said allegedly.
yeah. Miss London is like she has a platform. You feel me? So like, and little baby say he fucked her a lot. Matter of fact, a lot of these rappers is probably fucking her because she's a porn star. Like, think about it. These niggas came up watching Trina Trump. They came up watching Pinky. They came up watching. Come on, I can't think of no more porn stars. So it's a fantasy of them to fuck these girls. The only reason they paying these girls is so that it doesn't get leaked on like on a TMZ or the shade room or a neighborhood talk or one known platforms for real, for real. That's the reason they paying them to keep quiet because they don't want to miss what they got going on. For real, for real. It's just a fancy of rappers that fuck porn stars because they seen them all their life growing up. So they will fuck them, but they don't want to fuck with their relationship. He paid her to keep her mouth closed. If he paid you like what the thing with Big Boogie, even if he did fuck her, right? Let's just say he did fuck her. Where's the proof that he fucked her type shit? You feel me? You don't got no platform. She could say I fuck. She could say I fuck. I ain't gonna say it. She could say I fuck such and such yesterday. But he could be like, I don't even know that girl. I never seen her. She was in my show. I never went nowhere. Miss London has a platform where she could get into. She could like you could probably trace the DMs a little baby sign to her house, or she saw her sign to her baby house, or she probably got text messages. She didn't come after the show unless she was backstage. Like everything you paid to cover shit up or for abortion and shit like that.
Nah, you just pray to keep you want to keep. If you don't have them sign NDAs, and usually the money comes as an incentive with the NDA, that they keep the anonymity of what the fuck you actually doing because some of these niggas got girlfriends, wives, and all kinds of shit, and you don't want that information getting out there. And that's what they're really paying them is for. But shorty, who are you in Rochester? It's a bunch of women that say, "Oh, this guy, I fucked this guy." Okay, and it's not anything that's validity or any proof or anything like that. It's nothing. It's no itineraries. There's no text messages. These guys that's paying, they got itineraries, text messages, and shit like that. Rooms and cameras that know that she was there.
Right,
So it's different.
right. You just be lying, bro, on they pussy. You feel me? That's why I say to you females, right? When another female approach you and say, I fucked your nigga, blah, blah, she's lying. Bitches be lying, bro. Like, bitches be lying for 15 minutes of fame. Black men do not cheat. For me, that's just a prime example. Bitches just be lying they pussy.
Yo, Best.
That's how I took it.
This is our last week. Like, not we cannot do this next week. We have producers and shit now. Like, we can't be doing this next. Yo,
Man,
Best.
you can't. Nah, I'm gonna be myself regardless, bro. Bitches be lying they pussy, bro. Black men do not cheat.
Women be lying on their private part. Yeah, I'm working. I'm trying to get Best media trained. Best still be moving around, operating in a different space. So we gonna work on that. But nah, Shorty, I mean, like I said, so how I would handle it, first of all, his management is fucked up because any woman that comes around, you sign the NDAs. Like when I was on tour with the artists, I won't name their name, but they know who I was on tour with. Um, any women, and on that tour I didn't cheat. I did not have any sexual encounters. I want to make that
Black
very
men,
clear. Because people be trying to say that shit, but no. What I did was women will come up, they'll be like, yo, they coming back with us, so whatever, we going Airbnb, hotel, whatever case may be. Yo, NDAs. NDAs. Like, I will print them shits out. But we're going to where? All right, cool, I'm going to print this out. You got to sign the NDA. Shorty, you want to come here? Sign this NDA. You want to come into this Airbnb? You got to sign this because you're not going to say anything, you done anything, or somebody did something to you. Your phone, can't have your phone. Can't have this. It's not because something's going to happen to you, but we want to protect the artist from anything looking any kind of way. And if these niggas want to do their own thing, that's on them to their discretion, but they're going to be in a place where they don't feel like, all right, if I do decide to make a decision to risk what I got going on, it ain't going to fire back on me.
all right.
But yeah, NDAs is a motherfucker. You gotta have the right team. Your team gotta be on their shit, and clearly Big Boogie team wasn't on their shit with this going on.
I definitely agree. Being said, even when you sign,
And also before we go there, Best, because of Rochester, this is a small town mentality. Not for everybody, but the general consensus. Something like that can gain traction really quickly because there's nothing else to talk about. So you have to be young artists, new artists. When you hit in these cities before you hit these major markets, on to come up a Rochester, a Port Arthur, Texas. It's like these are small cities in between Erie, Pennsylvania. Be aware because these things grow legs and these towns be small and they'll try to create something out of nothing when there really wasn't anything to begin with. But there's shit else to talk about. Syracuse is another one.
I wish I would pay for a bitch pussy and she can't.
Oh my God, Best.
Hey,
God damn it.
bro,
Yo, at least just say soliciting. Just say you was soliciting. God damn.
Oh, but listen, if a girl throwing Uchi at me, I wish I even would put. You can't get for it, bro. Like you don't deserve. Hey, bro, you throwing at me. What am I trying to prove to you? I'm the catch. You pay for bitches that's not the catch. I mean, when they the catch. But once you got money and fame, these bitches fucking for free, bro. I don't go fuck.
But you gotta also remember if they do that for that, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And Tupac went to jail for some shit like that, bro. And Shorty ain't even really have. She ain't even have sex with bro. She got sex with niggas around.
You about to do it right now? Yes. All right. So give me like 2 minutes. I gotta go downstairs.
All right. Oh man. We are still live. We are still streaming. I'm actually gonna probably bring somebody. Best mute yourself, man. I'll just mute you. It doesn't really matter. Just let me know when you.
No, I'm going downstairs right now. You good? I could talk.
So,
go ahead. What you saying?
So what I was saying was, we've seen artists go to jail or get cases behind the misconduct or even the misappearance of how a situation was. So before that happens, you rather just let something go, man, like or just protect yourself because you don't want something to happen. A shorty could come out and say she with it and she did this, and luckily, shorty felt like she could get clout off of saying she was fucking with bro.
Just lying on her pussy. That's why I told you.
Oh my God.
Like, bro, am I wrong, bro? That's what I tell you, bro.
Yo, Best, we are media professionals. You can't just be saying lying on your pussy.
No, but lying on your cat, bro. I'm telling the truth, bro. Like, yo, ladies, the lesson I want y'all to learn from this, bro. Well, female approach you asking you I mess with your man, blah blah. She's lying. Females will do anything for clout. That's the message I got from it, bro. Black men do not cheat. Those
What?
people want to mess up a happy home. That's what I really got from it.
Yo, this guy he's good. This guy's good, man. I can't lie. What I'll say is though,
Black
definitely
men don't cheat.
what I was. Yeah, I would agree. We don't. I'm not a cheater, so I've spoken on stuff, but I wasn't cheating. So the only thing I might do is have a conversation, but it may be something in passing, not on some I'm sliding in DMs and doing all that. Nah, if an intellectual conversation happens, I'm always stimulated by it. I'll have a conversation with anybody, and I like that. But that's one thing. I won't lust for another woman if I'm in a relationship. And for me to actually step out and have sex with another woman when I'm in a relationship, that must mean that my relationship is pretty shitty and I'm not getting anything that I need in order to, if I start doing that. So I don't do that anyway. And more often than not, I remove myself. So black men, we do not cheat. We do our best to try to make it work. And if it don't work, then we gotta go. You gotta hit the dash, my boy.
That's a
Um,
fact.
keeping it pushing, keeping it pushing. Uh, talking about signees, talking about new things that's going on. Shout out to my guy I swear Vizzo, man.
So,
Yeah, Iced Out Records, man. Iced Out Records is now tagged along. Mr. I swear Vizzo has signed with Quality Control Music. Man, that's crazy. Congratulations to I swear Vizzo. Anybody that knows, I'm a big fan of Detroit sound. We got 4-2 Dog over there with CMG. Peasy still independent. Free Rio still independent. I'm not sure who Babyface Ray is with right now. I think he's still independent too. But again, I swear Vizzo over there with Quality Control is a good move because he has a lot of ties in Atlanta. He does a lot of he's real close with Future and guys like that, and I think that's gonna be a good move. I can't wait to hear I swear Vizzo and an Amigos song or something or a Lil Baby song. I think he got a song with Lil Baby already actually. But just to hear some more music with them and collaborating on that effort. What's your thoughts on that?
I ain't gonna lie. For a long time, Detroit has been bubbling like on the underground. I wouldn't even say underground, but they've been flirting with the mainstream underground. Like they had the little Yachty features and shit like that. You like the only guy that really made it mainstream was T Grizzly for. I'm talking about like on mainstream. They've been from the underground stuff like Ice World, Vizzo, Baby Money, and all these guys getting signed. Gonna put them on the charts. It's gonna put them now. They got the engine behind them because everybody's taking a sound. Everybody trying to sound like Detroit. Everybody wants to be like Detroit. So. I think it's a fire move. And being that he's one of the best, he's one of the faces of Detroit. It puts him on like it makes him one of them guys because now he got that engine behind him. So it's like, yeah. 'Cause I honestly don't think he needs them, but then again, when you think about it, he need that mainstream. So
We got 10 minutes left before the other drink. So I think it's a great move. I think it's gonna put him in a whole different stratosphere. I think he also has what he's done independently. He's gonna just take that mind and you to line that with P over there and Coach. They're gonna do a lot of great things over there at QC. So shout out to that. And I just can't wait to see who else they'll pull out of Detroit as well on the way up.
nah, I ain't gonna lie. I think he seen what's going on with CMG, and he's like, damn, bro, I gotta get my roster better. We gotta make our roster way stronger. But CMG got the strongest roster for a long time. Quality Control was one of the teams that had the strongest rosters in the industry. But now CMG's like them guys, Quality Control. Like, nah, we gotta make the most money.
Absolutely, and just being in the best position and making the best of what's going on. Making the best what's going on. Mason Fabio too. I feel like we're jumping a little bit. We kind of miss Christine because she's not here today, so I'm trying to make sure we flow everything the right way because we would have had 3 months today instead of just the two, and we gonna get to Best because Best got some things he got to get off his chest today. I ain't gonna hold you. It sounds like that lying on his name triggers something, but I'm not sure.
So, regarding the May situation,
Yeah.
the interview hasn't dropped yet. I don't think it's dropped. They just filmed it. But when you know how Wallow and Gilly do 'em when to promote their content or show out like you got this person coming on the show next week, blah blah. And again, content. what's the publicity is good, whether it's good or bad. And I think probably a week or two ago, Fire Phone was on there saying Mace saw him and JD to 5K. So the nigga Mace took advantage. So Wallow and Gilly, they clowns, not clowns as in bad clowns, but they like to troll. They play games, they like to have fun. You feel me? They make fun of dumb shit. The nigga Mace took it and said, I'm the new Diddy 2.0, because basically saying that Diddy did him bad at his contract, so he just doing what Diddy did, saying he's Diddy 2.0.
All right, so I'm gonna talk about Mason in a second, but I just want you. So, what is your take on this contract? Because we know it's for 5,000. Him and JD signed the same deal at the same time. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so when they signed this deal, this is way before they even had a buzz for like I think 5K is crazy, but like didn't have no buzz. So this is an investment Mason's making. This is before you got to think this is way before big. This is like Blick in the Box when it first came out. They just had like I think they were just now touching a million views. Even though that's 5K is not a lot, but like hey, they decided to take that deal. They didn't nobody put a gun to their head and say force that deal. It was just in a bad situation, so they took the deal. I don't think he see the potential. He didn't. I don't think he seen Fabio and JD being as big as they are now. Because the drill, even the New York drill sound wasn't as lit as it was. This is before like the pot smoke and all this shit happened. This is while Weissman was in jail, if I'm not mistaken. So the New York scene was just dead.
And I would agree.
So you can't
Um,
be mad at the contract because I'm not investing to nothing that's I don't know. I don't see potential in. I see potential, but I don't see all. I don't see this going mainstream potential. You feel me? Like the New York scene was dead. They basically lit, and then, again, Look in the Box, it hit a million views, but it's a diss song. You gotta think about it. Anything that anytime like Lil Durk does do a diss song or like the Pop Smoke do, it's probably gonna get a little bit more clout than an average song because people like to see negativity. Negativity sells. But I forgot who said, they said as long as it's sex and violence, that shit always gonna sell.
hmm All right. We might want. I'm trying to see how much time we got on here. My fault, Bess. I'm not ignoring
Uh,
you. I'm not trying to do the dead air shit. I'm just trying to make sure how much time we have left before this ends. All right, we got 5 minutes, 37 seconds. Right, boom. So my take on this, Mace. Mace was trolling one with the Diddy 2.0 because he still has issues with Diddy because Diddy still owns his catalog and all of that, and he's feeding into that narrative. That's one. Two, regardless of how popular Fabio was in the city of New York, Fabio Foreign did not have the connections to get him a record deal. He was just popular. And people have to understand, I'm not saying signing for 5K is right, but 9 times out of 10, a lot of the people that you like, these artists, they're actually not signed to these labels. They're not. They're signed to somebody that does a partnership with a label, and that's how they're on the label. They're not actually themselves signed on there. Perfect example. I could go with Fetty Wap. I could go back to Fast Break Productions that signed No Edition and took them over to Job. It's a bunch of things. This shit has gone back since the beginning of music. That's why everybody be like, y'all want a manager. Well, usually what they used to do, sometimes still do, is sign you as a manager, but they have a clause in there where you're signed to their production company and they get a split off of the managerial tip and they get the bigger bag and then they give you the dividends of what they signed you to a label for. So Mace had all the leverage because we know who Mace is. Mace has hit records going all the way back to 97, 98. Mace was Mace
right,
versus Fabio coming in and into a situation and then boom, boom, boom. Yeah, he got a popping song in the city, but this is popping here. Can you take it nationwide? Can we
right,
package this up and sell this? How can we tell them Fabio's the real deal? Because again, it's a bunch of people who had crazy numbers. We could talk about 22 Gs and we could talk about Chef G and guys like that. But then it becomes, all right, this is a popular sound in a big market in New York, but can I take this to the South? Can I take this to the
right. Is it
Midwest?
only first?
Can I take
Yeah.
this to the West Coast? Can I take this in other markets and can they still project, if not the same number, somewhere comparable to or close enough to where this is worth signing them for?
Right.
And Fabio ended up turning out to be a great investment because he was able to do more because of who he was, his personality, and all of that stuff that comes with the music
But
and just
it
his
took a
style.
while too. That time I took it for Pop Smoke to put him in position. It like took for the Pop. I don't even say Pop Smoke. All right, even though those guys are rap, you gotta give credit when you do. 6ix9ine opened the doors for New York because his image was able to sell. Everybody wants to know what the drill shit going on in New York. Once 6ix9ine opened the door, Pop Smoke was able to come in. The 5 was able to come in. They was able to keep the GS9 name relevant. Who else was it? Chef Gino was able to capitalize off it a little bit, 22 G's, because it's like everybody's eyes is on New York. What the fuck going on in New York? So you gotta think about it as an investor, bro. You not trying to lose no money. You trying to make money. And at the time, New York was not popping. So investing to Fabio and JD, not knowing they might, and mind you, they still in the trenches to this day. They might die tomorrow. You feel me? Like, not say they might die, but there's a risk that when they did the blicking on blocks, they made themselves a bigger target. They might die. You want to put all your money into investment and they not all the way out the hood. Look at Gorilla. She just signed a deal on a coin to I don't know just the exact number, but it was 500K. And she had a #1 song on the Billboard. Everybody expected her to have 5 million or something like that. That's not how it works, bro. You gotta make your money back first. But what Young Thug said, sometimes you gotta take a bad deal to put yourself in a position and make better money, or put yourself in a position to get a better deal.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, even though he invested 5K into you, still got to pay that money back.
Exactly. So we got a minute and 40 seconds before we got to get started. Over, but I want to get this part out before we get to this minute 40. So exactly what you said. Sometimes you have to take the bad deal because even if you get a good deal, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
we've seen artists come in and get these crazy big deals, Roddy Rich, but then the
Mm-hmm.
second album is a dud. They're not able to catch that same flame that they caught on the first one. Another one, Fetty Wap we talked about earlier. It wasn't the same because Fetty in his case he said he treated music like a lick, but Roddy he couldn't create that same feel. Or he couldn't create a new feeling off this new sound he was trying to go after. So with Fabio is the energy. He is the flame. He is the wave, and that's where this takes this. So it becomes very interesting. And I'm going to end this really quickly, and we're going to start this right back up before we go
All
anywhere.
right.
So give me 1 second. We come right back to it. Give us 1 second, guys. I do apologize. We just tried to get the Zoom link going all over again. Because it's all in my head. I think about it over and over again. Waiting on Best right now. What else is Best? He was just there. Hold on. Let me end this and restart it. 1 second, guys. There we go. There we go. We back. Best is here.
My bad, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Yeah, I know I just got a new Mac and I'm still getting used to scrolling up. So I had to click on the thing and it want to open.
Yeah. So yeah, Best is back king now. Best is Mad King.
Yeah, but we were just discussing Mace investing into Fire Foreign and him
So
having
yes,
I'm throwing
yes. I'm
at Diddy.
over here reading notes and stuff. So basically, what I was saying was, with that being said, I understand where it could be the frustrations on the artist and the creative side, but it's like anything else in the world. Everybody wants to get the most of the situation, but you got to remember what are you actually risking? 5,000 was the risk that Mace could take. 5,000 is the risk that Mace could take at the time because he knew he could get 5-year deal. It wasn't guaranteed that 5-year would be the 5-year he is right now.
Yeah, it's not guaranteed if I was gonna make the fight because we keep talking about 5-year. What about JD?
JD went to jail though, so that kind of threw it altered his shit,
Yeah,
and
but
he's been trying to get that wave back ever since.
you feel me? That could have been the same situation with 5-year. So like, 5-year made him his money back. I'm not necessarily sure that JD made his money back. Because pros and cons when you invest into artists. It's not like he caught fire when he was hot on fire. He was already charted. No, he caught him before anybody believed in him.
Absolutely. And there's a bunch of people we've seen get, like I said, we've seen people get big deals and then not end up. We watched 6ix9ine get another big deal, and what has he done since? Nothing.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. It's all an investment. We can't tell the next man what to do with his bread, especially when you invest to artists that don't got no like attraction or like you got to think about. I'm pretty sure there's artists that like got managers right now to this day. They invested tens and thousands of dollars into them, and their music's not going nowhere. And they ain't doing nothing but losing and losing and losing out on money.
Exactly.
And
But
you got to think
also,
about what you got.
but also, because I didn't mean to cut you off. But also, when it comes to these labels, it's usually only 1 or 2 people actually keeping these labels going that generate money. Because most artists lose money; they don't make money at all. A lot of artists don't make money. A lot of artists are in the red. That's why they stay in these labels and they sign deal after deal and sign away they publishing because they don't make enough fucking money. So that's where they are in this situation. Shout out to Fabio because Fabio is doing well for himself now, and yeah,
I agree.
here we are. We talked about that. Pod Wars. How you feel about Pod? Yo, Best, you want to start a Pod War? You want to beef with a podcast? You want to talk some shit to a podcast?
I
See
ain't
if we
gonna
get
lie.
us
People,
get us some more
if you
ratings.
if you be for the podcast, I'm gonna say whatever, and niggas gonna be too sensitive and they're never gonna want to squash speak because you know me, I'm reckless, bro. I say whatever the fuck I want to say,
See,
and
the
then you got
difference
room.
with me is just Pod Wars, it's just podcast, and it's just entertainment.
No,
You
but
know,
I'm saying
I feel like we could be for no jumper. I know they got more fans and stuff than us, but I feel like we could be for no jumper. Adam 22 might
on
try to buy us, but hey,
yeah,
who
he
knows?
right. I'll be for Flacco.
Go ahead. Hey, honestly, I'm trying to think of somebody that I don't like that podcast. Uh, what's they Fresh and Fit? We could be for them. I don't really care for them niggas.
I don't care for him.
Um, but yeah, so I bring up Pod Wars because it seems so. Peter Rosenberg had a lot to say about Joe Budden's podcast this past week, and I guess he wasn't too happy with the Apple charts because their podcast came in at number 50, and Joe Budden came at number 1.
Well, you see this list? I didn't even see it.
This was what Peter Rosenberg was going off about. I guess he seen it. I didn't see the list, but he was like, "I should not be 40. We should not be 49 spots below Joe Budden when it comes to a music podcast," and was going off about stuff like that. And I just want to I want to know your take on how you think that hate was.
Again, it come from a competitive spirit. They feel like he feel like Rosenberg feels like he's as important as Joe Budden is in the music industry. But the one thing I would say is like Joe Rosenberg really got New York for real. You feel me? We giving their credit and shit. But it's not like when's the last name me the last interview you heard from Rosenberg, bro?
He does a morning show every morning with Ebro in the morning. I don't know. He does the
Like,
late night interviews.
what's the last thing that trended with Rosenberg? Because you have a great podcast. You got to think about it. Are people gonna listen to an hour of positivity, or do people want to hear? I don't even say positivity. Yeah, positivity, whatever the case would be. But when Joe Budden is like assigned to watch, he got some excitement to it because he's not afraid to say I don't fuck with this when everybody else. He's not afraid to go against the popular opinion. So people be wanting to hear that shit sometimes. Like with Skip Bayless, you want to hear the person's going to speak against the popular opinion. You want to say why they want to say it. Rosenberg, yeah, he's disagreeing and shit. He says what he wants, but it's not like how Joe Budden is. And I can't really speak on it to say 49 podcasts. I got to see all the podcasts that were in front of him.
So, let me see. All right, let me see. So, it's not just about the fact that Joe Budden is controversial.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my nigga Joe, man. Joe, you my guy. Is Parks. I fuck with Parks heavy. Parks be producing. I'm not producing engineering for rigs and them and shit like that. The Claw for 38 Special, all kinds of guys from upstate New York. I fuck with Parks. Shout out to Parks. Shit, shout out to Rory and Mo because they doing everything as well. The thing with it is consistency, the level of understanding that Joe has of the business, and people keep forgetting Joe Budden did radio. He was on Hot 97 before Rosenberg was there. He used to do Ebro in the morning before Rosenberg was there. So like he understands how this goes. Joe's been in this business for a really long time when it comes to music.
Mm-hmm.
So he understands how to get an audience, how to maintain an audience, and how to pull eyes. Rosenberg, he's been in this for a while too. But again, you can't get mad at someone like Joe because Joe's polarizing. Not because he tries to be, it's just because that's who he is.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that Peter Rosenberg is definitely like myself big into the traditional art of hip hop and big on bars. Like a lot of the guys that come up and get their interviews, they go on Rosenberg. Like Stove God Cooks, my boy Paul Westside Parlay, all up and coming guys usually go there that got bars. And I'm not saying that's not the case.
Right.
But what I'm saying is Joe has a certain audience that he's able to pull because there's something about him. There's a cohesion. There is a genius to the Joe Budden podcast that yours don't have. And also you can see it looking like hate a little bit because originally Rosenberg was part of the Joe Budden podcast to some capacity. I can't remember what because I wasn't listening to JBP back then. I wasn't really in the podcast. I was on some other shit that I will not say on air. But it's just interesting to see, like, of all the people you could have attacked, why did you attack Joe Budden's podcast? You didn't attack Matt Hoffa's podcast. You didn't attack Drink Champs or anybody like that. So I don't just see why the issues with Joe's.
Nah, I agree. Then again, it's like I can't see the list, so I can't see who else was on there,
It's
who
on
else
the
could
Apple
have.
joint. We could probably pull it up. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up while you look for it. Go ahead.
Nah, that's it. But again, like you say, bro, like this is how I look at it, bro. If I don't really watch a podcast for the most part, because I'm going throughout my day, blah blah. What is the podcast that's gonna get a clickbait? That's gonna be like you're gonna scroll past it, you're gonna see in your timeline without watching it. More times I tell you what's going on the Joe Budden podcast than what's going on the Rosenberg podcast. Why? Because Joe Budden's doing something that's like, oh, outrageous. And when you see the one of them little clickbait shit, what you're gonna do? You're gonna click on it and now you're gonna watch the full thing. You got to think about people's attention span is not as good as it used to be. People only
It's
you
not
gotta
even
get.
just. It's not even. But the wild part is they don't even put out clickbait like with the JBP. You feel me?
But you
They
know,
the
Joe,
the
Joe Budden
people
just
the people that listen picks it up. It's not necessarily that's what he's putting out.
yeah, no,
They
of course,
do.
that's what I'm saying. On your timeline, you got them where the blogs gonna pick up, where the blogs you posting. Like when you go to say, because again, Instagram is 30 seconds to a minute. And them 36 to a minute clip, what's getting picked up more? Shit from Joe Budden podcast, or is it getting shit from the Rosenberg podcast? I can't remember the last time I seen a viral clip
So I'm
go.
looking at it right. I'm looking at it right now. I'm actually
How
sending it
can you
to
look
you
at it?
too.
Like where I go?
I'm sending it to you right now in a group chat. So Joe Budden is number one. Angie Martinez in real life is number two. He definitely ain't say shit about Angie because he know. Uh, Jake Brennan, Disgraceland, which is about Elvis Presley. Drink Champs number four. $1 Million Worth of Game number five. No Jumper number six. Carisha Please number seven. New Rory and Maul number eight.
Let's stop. Let's start at number one.
I just
Joe
said
Budden,
Joe
we agree.
Budden.
No. I just want to give you a reason why they all controversy. Because Andrew Martinez, she's a legend, but that kind of caught me by surprise. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's not a surprise because you got to understand the culture. Your demographic is not that big. Like y'all don't listen to podcasts. This is the Apple Podcast chart, so you have to go onto the Apple Podcast app and actually play this shit. People
Right.
that listen to podcasts are usually about 25 and up.
Yeah, so that's probably her. I
So
never heard.
it's not. And Angie Martinez, any interview that you think, and I love Nori and I love Joe, like what they do for the culture, and Nori and Drink Champs Army, they've been OGs to me in this podcast game. This is no slight at them. Angie Martinez has all kinds of relationships, and not also that, she's been interviewing for decades. And on top of that, she's in the Radio Hall of Fame, Broadcast Hall of Fame. She's not no walk of the mill type joint. She's been doing this, so I'm not surprised she's number two.
Wow. Yeah, then I can see what you mean by that. Number three, this must be a different genre. Or am I tripping? You hear me?
So what?
Is number three a different genre? Because I never heard of this guy's.
That's about Elvis Presley.
Okay, so yeah. Drink Champs, again, that's Nori. He's a rapper. He gets them drunk. He tells them all outrageous stories. Again, she's a little clickbait. Like you will hear shit about Chris Brown being signed. Like you could hear a different story that you never heard before. Drink $1 million worth of game is Wallow and what's called. They got their own personality, like we said. They know how to troll. No Jumper, clickbait. Carisha, look what this shit you got Kevin Gates to say. You're not getting that shit on no other platform.
And the money that's behind that, it's on Revolt. She's Diddy's girlfriend or whatever the case may be. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Rory and Maul. I know they getting a lot of hype because you feel me broke up with Joe Budden at first, but I didn't know they were still doing anything. I haven't been paying attention to them for I don't really know. Matt Hoffa again, he gets a bunch of people in the barbershop and they have barbershop conversations.
See,
that catches
but the way you explaining it, you simplifying it too much. That's not what this is. These shows, it's about the content that they're getting and the audience that they bring. Joe Budden was a rapper. Joe Budden is the equivalent of what you see on Undisputed. A former person in that field, now in commentary. Joe Budden is a person that does what Ryan Clark, Shannon Sharp, all of these guys, Emmanuel Acho, Marcellus Wiley, he's doing what they do, but in hip hop. So that's what makes Joe very unique. But the show is centered around him.
right.
Angie Martinez, legendary interviewer, legendary media personality. Disgraceland, I don't know who Drake Brennan is, but I'm not going to speak on that. But I do know the factuation that people have with Elvis. Drink Champs, another person, Nori, very beloved in the industry, also would fill in as a media personality on Hot 97 back in the day, who has a lot of connections and multiple platinum hits. And also, Nori is the person that got Pharrell on. We got to break stuff down. Gilly the Kid. Gilly been doing $1 million worth of game since the beginning of Instagram. It went from that to Wallow getting out to Wallow understanding certain things and Gilly and Wallow putting their minds together. And now we're going to give games to the young niggas. We're not just going to do it on Instagram. We're going to monetize it by getting the show and then getting people to come on there and giving them slots to talk about their story and talk about whatever they doing and give this business back to the people. No Jumper, they cross mad shit. And they also are mainstream where they get more of that the Caucasian white crowd of people that's in your demographic. Carisha, please. Can we woman demographic where she speaks about things to ask questions that women want to know and things of that nature. Rory and Maul, we already know what their demographic is. When the split happened with JBP, we know the people that went with them. We know the people that went with Joe, and there's some people that went with both. Dolly Parton's America, I'm not sure what that is. Classics for Kids, I'm not sure what that is. But these other three shows that I see on here, you can definitely tell it's more of a Caucasian base. My expert opinion, that's the battle rap community. Mav Hoffa, legendary battle rapper. Like, come on, we know what's going on. I'm still going down the list. Like, why? My thing was this, right? Why Joe of all the people?
I'm surprised academics is not on here, but go ahead.
Because act don't drop like that. I don't think. Questlove, Bobby Cat, My Expert Opinion, Broken Records with Rick Rubin. I'm surprised they're not a little bit higher. But then again, R&B Money, which is a new podcast with Tank. That's Tank's podcast, actually. Popcast, Tiny Desk Concerts is up there. Ebro in the Morning is 32. Rosenberg, you on there. So I'm just sitting here looking at it. The Ghetto Boys Reloaded. I would understand. They could be a little higher, though. But I listen to that podcast. Who else we got? I'm just still going to Mallory Bros, Eddie Trump, Good Old Grateful Podcast, The Litigary.
So this probably was a little bit more. People feel some type of way when you surpass them that you was once they mans.
Because people want to be number one. I would have respected if you would say, I want to be number one. I feel like what we do is the best. And I feel that way about what we do. We want to be number one. What we do is the best. But to sit there and attack and say, I'm not going to say why somebody else is in another position and we not. I think that's corny. That to me is corny. If I want to be number one, I'm going to push to be number one. I'm not going to just say that. Oh, why is this person there and I'm not?
No, I agree.
So, Pod Wars. You want to start a Pod War?
Man, we can start a Pod War with whoever. I feel like we talk our shit. We got some of the best content.
I think so too. And I ain't gonna hold you. I don't even care no more. What else we supposed to do? I said Power Wars. What the fuck was I supposed to tell you after Power Wars? I'm trying. Will Smith. God damn it. Let's be honest. You want to explain that? Because I just seen the clip. I don't really know what's going
on. I didn't watch the whole thing. He basically just signed an apology to Chris Rock about the whole incident. He apologized to Tony Rock. He apologized to Chris Rock's mom. I feel like it took him too long to apologize in my opinion. The situation, like, you take it 3 months, just dwell the situation a little bit on. Like, and somebody told me he's promoting a movie right now, so that's probably why he's doing it. But I don't even know how to feel because we kind of forgot about it. Like, we was getting to the point where we didn't even care about the situation no more. Nobody even speak on it. He said he reached out to Chris Rock, but Chris Rock didn't accept his apology.
So what I know is from just a little bit of research I've been doing. Boom. So he has reached out for Chris Rock to he has reached out to Chris Rock to try to make some amends. Chris Rock was not ready to speak at that time, which I will understand because if you slap me on fucking national TV and I become trending and I become a meme and all of this stuff, excuse me, I wouldn't want to speak to you either. He's also reached out to the family of Chris Rock because his mother was not too pleased with the situation, and his brother Tony Rock wasn't pleased, and I respect that and I commend that. In the moment, he spoke about why he didn't initially apologize while on stage when he was doing the acceptance speech. Well, I understand that as well. It emotionally gets riled up or whatever, but okay, that's cool. Um,
Blame Jada. I don't care if we blame Jada. Put the blame on her, bro. You gotta start taking blame Jada. Jada and Tupac.
yeah. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, Best. Women gonna think you hate women.
I
I
don't.
ain't
I
gonna lie.
don't. Why? Because bro, people gotta learn how to take accountability, bro.
Oh,
It was,
that's what I've been trying to tell people for the longest. Please take some
I,
accountability.
matter of fact, don't even blame Jada. Blame Tupac. Because you probably hit him with that. Tupac would never let that. You know how that knew me? You let motherfuckers talk to you like that? Can it be me? She probably hit him with the you let Chris Rock play with me like that? Tupac would never.
Ridiculous.
So I blame Tupac.
I don't blame Tupac.
And Jada. If you Kelly, take Jada.
Yo, whoa, yo, hold on. I gotta find this video. Hold on, cause Best be getting Best like yo, free
Now I'm just
who and take
I'm just,
free the what and take the what?
all right,
Nah,
Jada.
boy,
All right, let me not say
nah,
free R. Kelly. Let me not say free
yo,
R. Kelly.
Best. I
Reduce
can't
R.
wait.
Kelly.
I can't wait till we get our drops, cause as soon as we get it, bro, it's over for you. It is
Listen,
over for you.
I might have told a little bit with that, but that's all I will say. Jada
Hold
can't do
on,
some.
Best. Hold on, Best. Let the drop happen. Let the drop happen because I gotta play it like this right now. Yeah, that's what we gonna say every time you be saying that bullshit. You be saying
Let
some bullshit.
Jada could do 15 with R. Kelly, bro. He could do his 15.
Nah, you be wilding. You be wilding, Best. You be
No,
wilding.
she got something well. She fucked up his career.
Whose career?
Well, she ain't fuck it up, but
Bro, she did not mess up nothing. It was a bad moment. It was a lapse of judgment, and I think that the fact that 3 months later Will is still trying to make amends and trying to apologize for that very egregious act is commendable on his behalf because he's taking accountability of his action as well. I'm not saying that Jada did or did not put a battery in his back. That may be a possibility, but also we know how much the media and people have been at him over the years for the things that has been said about their marriage and so. Excuse me, I'm over here stuttering and questioning his ability as a man. So what I'm gonna say in that regard is that at least he's trying and getting to a better space. But that part is dope and that shouldn't be overlooked in this whole thing instead of just trying to blame Jada and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, man. I just think that it's whack that it had to happen in that situation. But it is what it is, and we about to be wrapping up soon. And we get into our last topic before we get the fuck up out of here. Story time with Best,
what happened?
aka Hoop Dreams. Best, you was telling us about your hoop dreams, man. What happened, Best? You was supposed to be AGR. You had a couple of scholarships, man, and then what happened, Best? What was going on, brother?
Uh, so listen, I was one of the greatest to touch a basketball ever. Like long as Bill Russell type shit. Like long as Bill Russell, but like I was gonna be like 11. I was gonna have like 13 before we went to the league. Let me tell you what happened. I was playing basketball, right? The doctor said, "Yo, Best, you get too much buckets. We gotta stop you from growing." So they stopped me from growing. They made me 5'8", because it's like a 2K credit player. I'd be too much for the league if I was 6'7", 6'5", even 6'2". So you feel me? They try to slow me down. Then I tore my ACL, my MCL, broke my fingers, my hands. I was one of the greatest. Like they were saying, I was LeBron James for LeBron James. And then I tore every finger up. And then I came back. I came back strong like Paul George. Then I was like, bro, you can't keep coming back. The game's too easy. You gotta do something else. So I decided to pick up a camera and do interviews because the basketball shit too easy, bro. Like I was going for like 80, 81, 20 assists, 10 blocks. I'm not even playing the fourth quarter. That's what I do. You know what they say? That's what I do. That's what I do. I get buckets. Game was too easy. Like, yo, Swoops, you ever play my league on my career, bro? I'm
Yeah.
rookie. I'm
Nah.
rookie. That's how I was. I was my player on rookie, scoring 60 points like it's nothing. Not even playing the third quarter. Because that's what I do.
That's crazy. You can say
That's,
I was playing my career on rookie. I'm crying.
no, that was me in real life. Like I'm talking about, that's how it was in real life for me. Like, but injuries happened. I retired. My jersey be getting hanged by every team pretty soon. I just got talked to David Stern. I'm not David Stern. Adam Silver.
Hey
He gonna
man.
tell me.
God bless. God bless. I feel it. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I was decent. I'm not best. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then
Lies. Yeah. Black men do not cheat
I
and do
found
not.
that I was only gonna be 6'1", and I'm like, I play like Draymond Green. They be making me play power forward sometimes. I can't go to college playing power forward at 6'1". So I switched to football, and then that was my life ever since. I don't know. Best, I would love to watch Best play basketball. We will have to set something up out here and see what he can do. We're gonna try to get Best into the summer league next year and see if he qualifies.
Do you want somebody's roster spot to be taken, bro? Cause that's what you want. That's my roster spot you playing with. That's the way they feed their family. Like I'm
Hey,
gonna take my roster spot, take the starting lineup, be the all-star, and retire. First year championship. I only want to play for the Miami Heat all the time, but you know they'll never be a lottery team because they're going to win a championship.
hmm. If you go through the summer league, then you won't be drafted. They'll have picked you up off of
That's a
being a free
fact.
agent.
But I need to get I need to I need to force myself into Miami franchise. That's the only way I'm playing.
Only
Then
with
that means
Miami.
yeah, that means Kyle Lowry will be without a job next season. Then, bro, if I play summer league, because I'm about to be the point guard,
Point
starting
guard
point
or the
guard,
point guard?
starting point guard.
God bless. Yo, this is the Best Swoop Show. And I'm going to let y'all know that's my dog. But I got to see this. Actually, we're going to set up a one-on-one with him and Blizzy. And we're going to see how this goes.
Oh, okay. I get you on Blitz, you get embarrassed. All that AGR shit, trash. I'm gonna be singing. Damn, what is it? Damn, homie, you was the man, homie.
In high school, you was the man, homie. Damn, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. Free my guy, yo, man. Free my guy, best out them shackles, man. Free my guy, best out them shackles. But yeah, I'm getting a lot of messages today. I apologize, y'all. I'm a little distracted. Next week I will turn my phone on Do Not Disturb while we're live. But also, before we get up out of here, I do want to shout out Room Service Radio. We're gonna do our big presentation next week, and this is the Best Swoop Show. No, excuse me, we renamed it the controversial Best and Swoop Show. So we about to get up out of here, man. Son, Christine, enjoy your birthday weekend and enjoy your time. And ladies, slide in Best DM. Just give him a hug, man. Just
Nah,
give him
don't
a
give me
real
no
hug.
hug.
You ain't let me finish. Give him a hug with your private part. That's all he need. That's all he need. Give him a hug with your private part. Just love.
Matter of fact, I'm charging 10K. 10K.
This is the Best and Swoop Show. We up out of here, man. We appreciate y'all for
I'm
tuning in
worse.
like I do every week. Follow us at the Best and Swoop Show on Instagram and at Ball Out Best on Instagram and Vis Swoops on POV Best One on Instagram and Vis Swoops on everything. So you know what it is, man. We up out of here.